in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, 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 la 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 la. La 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, 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 la 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 la. La 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 la. 6 a.m. and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, 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 la 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 la. La 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 la. Oh, oh. Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah.
Yes, good people. Big up to all of you. I do hope you all can hear me. I've been a bit under the weather for a few days. I did push to continue hosting the shows while I recovered, but just couldn't. But I'm better now. From the way I sound, you could tell, yeah, that I'm still a bit under the weather, but I'm much better, and I think I'll get stronger and stronger from here on. But despite the way, we're here to talk about the situation between Clearlake and Boehly. Todd Boehly, an issue between them. You could call that a rift. You could call that a civil war. You could call that a fight. But it looks like it's escalating. And the latest update on the Boehly and Clearlake situation indicate a significant escalation in tension between Todd Boehly and Clearlake Capital, the co-owners of Chelsea Football Club. And so far, here is what we know. I made some notes because, yeah, it's not straightforward. It's a bit complicated. And if you're not careful, you'd be you consume a lot of disinformation or misinformation, and yeah, you'll be confused and not understand what's going on. And the truth remains, the most we can do at the moment is just speculate, as both sides play their games to try to get the other to succumb to selling their shares to them. So the breaking point is this: Todd Boehly believes his working relationship with Clearlake Capital has reached a breaking point, leading to an untenable situation where both parties are considering buying each other out. That's where we're at right now. And in all honesty, I don't know how we get to this, but I will give you my opinion, and that's what we'll do here. I'm not saying that whatever I'm saying is certainly the case, and I hope you don't expect me to believe that whatever you're saying is certainly the case. So now, financial maneuvering, which the part which Bali, along with its partners in Clearlake Capital, are reportedly prepared to engage in a buyout. But here's the thing: the buyout they're talking about means Clearlake wants to buy out Boehly's shares. Boehly also wants to do the same. So it's vice versa. Boehly and his partners are said to have the financial resources to fund a full takeover, indicating that the financial stakes are extremely high. But here's the thing: Clearlake themselves, they don't want to go anywhere. They want to do the same. They want to buy out the other party. So it's not that simple. And as I said, all we can do is speculate. And let's talk about this. Is more like an overview. The public sentiment. The situation has led to a briefing war with information being leaked to the press. Yeah. And here's a shocking thing: a lot of Chelsea fans were almost always quick to say that whatever we see out there is just PR from the club. But at this time, shockingly, they're sucking up everything that's out there. Listen, the public sentiment aspect, the situation has led to a briefing war with information being leaked to the press, suggesting that internal disagreement are not only about business strategy, but also playing out in the public domain, which could impact fan morale and the club's public image. And if that's in fact the case, the truth remains it's being done on papers, because maybe both parties believe that having the fan on their side could pressure the other party into selling their shares to them. So, but here's the thing: it's not that simple. You could argue, in my opinion, I sense a bit of greed here. I sense a bit of power play, if you prefer. It's everything really, but we have to be sensible and not just consume whatever I see out there and then jump into the sort of conclusion that doesn't make sense at all, or a sort of conclusion driven by you could say narratives that have no context, if that makes sense. That have no, what's the correct language I'm looking there? Narratives that are driven by people's opinion of the situation and not facts, because nobody, irrespective of who you are, except if Boehly says it, And even if Bali does come out and say, yeah, that's the case. If Eghbali hasn't said anything, there's no way to confirm that's the fact, except if Eghbali comes out and say, yeah, what he's saying is the truth. I don't know if you get my point. So you can't just go by what you're seeing out there in the public and decide, yeah, this is exactly what it is. We all can only speculate, irrespective of all whether the news or maybe the report is coming from your favorite um Twitter journalist or maybe a journalist. But nice to see you, Namaya Farwale. And Rain is in the house. Nice to see you, Rain. I do hope you're doing well. And if you want to become a member, the link is there. Become a member for exclusive content. And you get to sit and have a good conversation with Matt, who hosts the membership shows every week. Big up to you too, Glenn. Nice to see you, brother. I will be your representative on the scene today. Thank you. I appreciate you, bro. You're an OG here, and you're always welcome to be whatever you want to be. You have the right to do that. No, Eghbali, Winston, and Stewart needs to be sacked. That's just your opinion, and I'm entitled to mine too. And that's the sort of conversation I want to have, where you respect my opinion, I respect yours, and if we all can, we listen to each other, then we'll come to a sensible conclusion. And even at that, that doesn't mean that our conclusion is reflective of the fact, if that makes sense. Yeah, praise God indeed. Thank you, Jerry, for joining us. I appreciate you. Anything else here to read before we start looking at the items we have lined up? And my bro, Tobago, it's in the house. Big up to you too, Tobago. I do hope you're doing well, and I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. So we're going to move to the presentation window. We start addressing the items we have lined up one by one, and the truth remains, it's everywhere. And I'm telling you this, I don't want you to, that is to, I'm not trying to say that what my opinion is the fact, because I know nothing about what's going on behind the scenes. I can only go by the reports out there and try to make sense of it. And together, with your opinion and mine, we can analyze the situation and come to a sensible conclusion, if that makes sense. And please, if I don't buy into your opinion, I will respect your opinion, but I don't have to buy into agree with you. And the case is vice versa. Yeah, respect my opinion, but you don't have to agree with me. We don't know what's really going on, if that makes sense. More likes, people, more likes. We have how many people watching? 28 in total, only 11 on YouTube, 12 likes. Let's try and get the likes up and try to get to 100 likes by the time the show ends. I appreciate you all, and I cannot thank you all enough for finding the time to be with me. It's an interesting evening for us Chelsea fans. I was just distracted a bit because I was watching the Nigerian game. We won 2 goals by Ademola Lookman and 1 by Victor Osimhen. Let's see what else we have. We are road to 23K. Yes, we're getting closer and closer to 23,000 subscribers. At the moment, we are at 22,907 subscribers, and I know we'll get there. Things will slow down a bit because the transfer window is shut. Let's see anything else to address there before we start taking these one by one. Interesting period. Chelsea fans, that you can say we've always known that there's never a dull moment with us Chelsea fans. In my opinion, if they decide to sell shares, I think Clearlake will win because they have majority of the shares and they have a lot of money. And here's the thing, they're not in a hurry. They're into the long-term game. For Todd Boehly, it would take a lot of money, a lot of money to convince Clearlake to sell. They would have to be, I mean, the offer would have to mean that they'd make a lot of profits in the billions before they decide to sell. And I'd rather we stick with Clearlake than to go with, you could say, an option where we have multiple people as the owners of Chelsea, a lot more people. I think that would create a lot of problems. And in my opinion, I'm going to say this. I think the situation really, if you step back a bit and look at it, actually, power play is the problem. Yeah, power play is the problem. Why do I say that? When Todd Boehly, you could argue, when he was the one in charge, when he was the one doing all the travel, going to Spain, wherever we want to sign a player from, calling meeting with calling, you can say, Dina Knights or whatever you want to call it, with owners, club owners in the Premier League, he wasn't complaining. He was the face of the consortium. He was the one that people knew at the time. No, lots of Chelsea fans didn't know anything about Eghbali. In fact, it took some again argument online and on panel on some channels to educate people. Hey, you guys are here screaming Bolly Bolly. He's actually not the majority shareholder. He only has about 13% of the shares, and 60% plus owned again is owned by Clearlake and Capital. People didn't know that, and at the time, Bolly had no issues. It was always Bolly, him granting interviews, trying to educate people on the club's vision or on the ownership's direction they want to go. At the time, no people didn't know much about Eghbali. Yeah. So now, because things didn't work out at the time, a lot of the stuff we signed the wrong profile of players for the managers we had at the time, and it didn't work out. Then we heard that Bolly was stepping back a bit, and you could argue he doesn't like to be what maybe you could call behind the scenes or behind the camera. He likes to be involved. So I think that's where the issue is emerging from, the issue that they're having. He wants to be the guy in charge. And while Clearlake and Capital, for them, if you ask me my opinion, they're seeing it as if he's been in charge for how long, and he hasn't made any progress. If anything, we were regressing at the time, that it's time for him to step aside. But people would just look at it and say, give me Bolly. The same people who weren't happy with Bolly because he sacked Thomas Tuchel. So it's really everywhere. Here's the thing. I think that both parties will eventually sort out the issues they're having. Because yeah, I don't see Clearlake selling. I don't see Bolly either selling. That's just my opinion, but we'll see what happens. We'll follow the situation and see what happens. Where was I? Yep, we've addressed that one. I feel like Bali, we need to, why? Why? Yeah, how about the times when people were screaming Bolly out, and not even Clearlake out? It was later on that the whole thing switched from Bolly out to Clearlake out, which means people aren't properly educated with regards to how the ownership, how it works. They just find again whoever that's most suitable at any given time is the person that they will cling on to and keep blaming for the situation. So we don't know. You can't just jump into saying, yeah, Bolly out. Glenton is saying this could have been an issue kept behind closed doors, but no. Yeah, it has to come out because they're playing games. Because Barley wants Clearlake to decide they want to sell, and Clearlake wants again. Clearlake wants to pressure Barley into selling his shares. So it's not as simple as a lot of people you could say think it is. It's complicated, and I don't think Clearlake. I don't think they're going anywhere. They're not the sort of organization where they see 2 billion £2 billion gain and they go, ooh, that's a lot of money and take it. No, they're not. They want again. They want to be again for them. They're here to stay. Bali maybe is here to stay. For me, if you ask me, I'd say I see greed on the part of Bali. Actually, if you hear how much rumors were at the time that he was paying himself, even though others weren't doing the same, he hired himself as his job title at the time, and was taking a lot of money for himself. A lot of people aren't paying attention, so that's why I'm advising people before you conclude whether you want Bali over Eghbali and co, or vice versa. Educate yourself at least. Don't just conclude. I'm seeing people saying that Bali wanted what's his name, Michael Edwards, and Eghbali Dean. And I can remember that at the time, the biggest hurdle at the time was that Michael Edwards wasn't available to work. He was on holiday and refused to work. But now people will just make up all sorts of nonsense to convince others to believe that what they're saying is again is exactly what's happening. So Glenn here is saying this could have been an issue kept behind closed doors. Exactly. It's Chelsea, so it has to be drama, civil war. I don't think so, really. For me, it's yeah, it's a fight about power. Matt, the wacky inflatable arm tweeting two blow strikes against so dramatic. It's everywhere. And you see some big accounts advocating for Bali, some saying again, just I just don't understand how some people reason. The most ridiculous thing I've seen today, one advocating for Bali because he wanted Rafael Leao and Eghbali wanted wanted what's his name wanted Mihailo Mudryk. And here's the thing: if we're being truthful here, the decisions they've made so far, I don't think Bali alone would decide, yeah, that's exactly what we're going to do without Bali saying, okay, I'm in. Or the other, again, members of the ownership saying, yeah, okay, we're in. It doesn't work like that. But of course, people will find a way to make it come across to the fickle-minded as if, yeah, Iqbali is the one that's making all the decisions that hasn't worked on me, and vice versa. But unfortunately, as ridiculous as that sounds, a lot of people suck up to it, take it and run with it, and that's all they know. Give me 1 second. Let me handle something quick. So it's a ridiculous, really, honestly, about. Unfortunately, it's a Chelsea thing. Let's see anything else here. So we're going to start addressing the items here. Let's see what they have to say. The first one says exclusive. That's report as reported by Matlaw. Todd Boehly believes his relationship with Clearlake is at breaking point. Situation said to be untenable. Co-owners want to buy each other out. Chelsea on the brink of a civil war. And just give me 1 second. I'll be right back. Yeah, so it's everywhere. So if you read this now, Heston, a lot of people think even if one of the parties decides, you know what, I'm out of this, that it takes again the process will happen as quickly as you can snap your as you can snap your finger. No, it would take a while, probably 6 months, 7, 8 months, probably not through with it because you can't tell me how much you want to pay me, and I'll take it and run. And I've told you, as I've said before, Clear Lake and Capital, they have a lot of money. And they're not the sort of people that would argue that should Bali, if Bali succeeds in getting more people to join his gang and they offer Clear Lake an offer that will mean that they'd make at least £3 billion, yeah, they will take it and run. I'd say no, they will not. That's just my opinion. And as you can see in this particular report on the screen, they each want to buy. It says co-owners want to buy each other out. Chelsea on the brink of civil war. Forget about the civil war aspect. That's just Matt Law making it more dramatic than it is. And if you're a Chelsea fan, you're concerned that this will lead to on-field issues, I'd say relax. If you want to sleep, snore. There's no, yeah, this is not going to happen. That's because they've both again parties, they've committed the aspect again before they purchase the club. They've committed a certain amount, and they can't just pull it out like that without the signature of the other party. So this will in no way affect anything. They've committed how much they had to commit at the time to become part of the ownership. So the only war going on right now is who backs down and and sell their share to the other party. That will in no way affect the day-to-day activities, or you can say running of the club. But I know a lot of people will conclude that that will definitely happen. It will not. The players will hear about it, but they will get paid every week automatically. The payment will reflect their expected payment will reflect in their respective accounts. But of course, out there are people preaching how doom and gloom this is. We missed out on a striker. What Jackson missed, Chris? Okay, let's keep the topics aligned. Otherwise, I'm not going to read what you have there. I'd rather have one owner, Todd, have the vision, while Eghbali have the cash, but Todd is the man for me. Your opinion, and you're entitled to that. And can you elaborate? What makes a Todd your man? if you bring up the argument he wanted, as just a lot of people are saying that he wanted Rafael Leao and Eghbali wanted Mihailo Mudryk, because what's his name? Eghbali traveled to Ukraine to help facilitate the deal. That doesn't mean that it was just his decision. Yeah, if you be what exactly, if you come to me with that argument, I say I don't want Boehly because he was the one that again that ensured that Thomas Tuchel was fired. So I just, here's the thing: chances are they will end up, you can say, sorting out the differences between them, and we move on quickly. I think this is power play. In my opinion, this is simply power play. And I'm going to go back to saying something I've already said. When Todd Boehly was the one handling everything, when he was hired himself and was paying himself a lot more than any other person that was working for the club at the time was earning, he didn't complain. When he was the one, the cameras are always seeking to ask questions about the club. When he was the one granting the interview, when he was the one leading the charge for signings, he didn't complain. Yeah. And he led, I think, for 2 seasons. So how many seasons in total? And when things didn't work out, a lot of Chelsea fans were complaining. And the hashtag at the time was Boehly out. So Boehly himself even saw that and he stepped back. At the time, a lot of people welcomed the fact that he wasn't involved in the club's day-to-day activities at the time, and they've made progress. They've hired professionals to do the job, and not him that knew nothing about football at the time. And now probably he feels like he feels left out. Maybe he wants to be the guy that dictates what happens, and he doesn't like it. So power play, more importantly, irrespective of how anybody sees it, irrespective of whether Boehly thinks the club should be going to a different direction and Eghbali thinks otherwise, I think it's power play. More importantly, from Boehly's perspective, really. Because in the case of Eghbali, yeah, we're seeing him, but he's not the directors. Just like Boehly at the time was the director, he was everything. So, but that's just my opinion. I want to hear your own opinion too on what you think has led to these spilling out in the public. As long as it does not affect our football, then I am good. It will not, and I can assure you. Why did I say that? Before the purchase of the club, they've committed, whether financially, there are documents in place. You can't just pull the resources you've committed to the process by snapping your finger like this. No, that's why they're pushing to buy each other out, because yeah, the club will still continue running smoothly. If the owners have issues, they'd have to find a way to sort it out. Otherwise, they lose everything they've committed to the process. If that makes sense. I admit, he says, I admit that I am bothered by yet another saga to this project, but football-wise, things are starting to shift. We have to focus on that. Yeah, and things are on the right track right now. So Boehly feels like you can argue, you can look at it and say, I'm not saying that either of the two, again, either of Eghbali or Boehly, again, will be the better for Chelsea. I don't know them that well. I don't know how committed they are, and it wouldn't make sense also to say, yeah, they're here for profit. If you can't win, you don't make profit. So that's why I usually don't subscribe to the argument that they're just here for profit. But just by the way, and if they don't believe that that's the case, I think by now both must have learned the hard way that without Champions League football, you don't attract big name sponsors. And even if you don't if you win championship, you make a lot more money, and even bigger sponsors will be looking to do business with you, if that makes sense. So yeah, I agree with you. It doesn't in any way. And JC, nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show this particular still morning for me, 4 minutes before noon. Big up to you too. And JC is saying, while Boehly was enjoying dinner with Poch, Eghbali fired him. I am with Eghbali on this one. That's why I'm telling people it depends, again, on who you ask. But JC was actually the one that he mentioned at the time how much Boehly was taking as his salary, while every other person weren't getting paid at the time in terms of from the ownership. Any other person from the ownership weren't getting paid. Yeah, but he hired himself and was taking, I think, around 10 million plus as his payment. So my argument is it's just power play. He just feels left out. Yeah, he wants to be the guy dictating everything that happens, whatever player we sign, or what direction the club will take, and all that. And when that isn't the case, he feels like he again the best thing for him would be to find a way and buy out Clearlake so that he be the main guy. Um, um, Todd put us in this FFP position. We've been battling because of signing players at mega wages and not end a no end product. Eghbali for me, listen, I'm not going to choose between the two of them, but I'm just saying whatever we think of the situation, we should analyze it critically and realize when Boehly was the guy, he had no issues. He was traveling everywhere, organizing dinner meetings with Premier League owners, suggesting what the Premier League, even beyond Chelsea, suggesting what the Premier League as a whole should do. He had no issues. Yeah, until probably the ownership said, "Yeah, you've been handling this for 2 seasons right now, and it hasn't worked. You have to step back." That's when it became an issue. So I'm as much as I don't want to choose between the two of them. That's my opinion of the situation, and I don't think he should be allowed to run the club again, in my opinion. And I'm happy they've hired people, and the people they hired so far they've done a good job. And like Glenn did say, things are starting to look good. So and I'm not concerned. If you're a Chelsea fan and you're concerned, don't be, because this will not in any way affect our on-field performance. No, it will not, in my opinion. If anything, one of them will succumb to the pressure and sell their shares to the other party. It's really as simple as that. Let's see what else we have here. A stress in you, Jesse. Jesse saying, I just ordered 1 month worth of popcorn. The show is just starting to. Yeah, indeed. Indeed. Let's see what else we have here. Keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along. So we move on from this one. Let's go to this one in particular. And Todd Boehly, again, Boehly may have his own ideas about how a football club should be run, but he can never be the ultimate decision maker at a Chelsea when someone else has 61.5% of the club. So I think Boehly's biggest problem, in my opinion, is that he's not the ultimate decision maker. I think that's the issue. And that's how I reason. I am a very analytical person. I don't just suck up to everything I see out there. And the sort of thing I'm seeing out there, people arguing that Bali will make a better owner than Eghbali. Who tells you how much does he even have? And even if he succeeds, as he's arguing, that 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 he can get, you can say, garner a lot of support to be able to offer Clearlake a purchase offer, to make a purchase offer to Clearlake with some profit. To me, I think it's power for him. He just wants to be the guy, and this highlighted aspect of this particular report says it all. 1 second. Yeah, sorry guys, I'm still a bit under the weather, so I may have to mute the camera to cough out what's eating my throat. So yeah, for me, it's about power, and I'm not gonna see it otherwise. But that's just my opinion. You have every right. So I've seen people out there just screaming Clearlake out, and when you ask them to elaborate on why they prefer Clearlake over Bali, they can't. They just cannot. They simply cannot. It's just them sucking up what's out there. You can say because those that's been gaslighting them, they've succeeded in getting them to not really judge the situation based on realistic events. They're just going by what the big accounts has been telling them since the takeover. They're judging the situation by again their you can say their perception of the situation is strictly driven by what they've been the gaslighting, you can say, of the big accounts for 3 seasons right now, in my opinion. So But yeah, I'm going to come back again to say it's about power, and I can't stop saying it. I think it's about power for Boehly. And remember, once again, I'm going to keep repeating it because it's simply the fact. At the time, nobody knew. Even I, at one point, knew nothing about Eghbali. It was Boehly, because he led the consortium. It was always Boehly, and it was when we had started again, when people started losing you could say losing trust in the ownership at the time. It was Boehly out. The hashtag at the time was Boehly out, until people, I don't know, a lot of people got educated and learned that, yeah, until a lot of people learned that, yeah, it wasn't really Boehly. There's also Eghbali, there's also Clearlake. So I don't know why people would now come out and say, yeah, they prefer Boehly over Clearlake and Capital, and vice versa, because it depends on who you ask. I haven't. I can't tell which of the uh, quarter is bigger than the other. Quarters is bigger than the other. If that makes sense. What will happen to his shares? Nothing, except if he decides. If Boehly decides, you know what, I want out, because probably he's not allowed to be the ultimate decision maker. Pay attention to the highlighted word on the screen. So some people are like that. Some people, if they're not allowed to lead, if they're not allowed to be the ultimate decision maker within an organization, they just cannot be part of that organization. And in this case, I think that's the case. And that's just my opinion. You don't have to believe me. I want to hear your own opinion. If we differ, then we'll try let's see why it would differ and learn from it, if that makes sense. The next report here, okay, this is saying Boehly is said to be committed to Chelsea, but he may feel that now is the right time to sell his stakes, especially if he feels that he's being sidelined. Again, pay attention again. Especially if he feels that he has been sidelined by Eghbali and Clearlake. So once again, for me, that this part of this report highlights my opinion that it's all about control. It's about power. This is his power struggle. In my opinion, it's about power. It's about who has more say and who doesn't. So pay attention. I'm going to read this one more time. Boehly is said to be committed to Chelsea. Fine. Then there's but. He may feel that now is the right time to sell his stake, especially if he feels that he has been sidelined by Eghbali and Clearlake. So for me, once again, I'm not saying that Boehly says this, but if we're to believe that this is the case, then for me, no other conclusion makes sense than, yeah, it's about power. Yeah, it's about power, in my opinion. So he cannot leave, even though if you want, no, if he wants to leave, he has to sell his shares. That's the only way he leaves. Yeah, and again, it depends on how much he wants to sell it for, and if Clearlake agrees to pay him how much he's asking, yeah, then they buy it off of him, and he's gone. And let me say this quickly. Another part of me saying maybe he just wants to take how much gain he can make off of the situation, and just run and just, yeah, leave the whole thing. So, but more importantly, what's so obvious to me, given the reports we've addressed so far, is that it's all about power. It's all about who's, you can say, ultimate decision maker. When he was that, he had no issues. Eghbali being not being even mentioned in the media. He was granting interviews, trying to educate people on the direction the club wants to go and the project and all that. But all of a sudden, he has an issue right now. Does that make sense to you? So we move on to the next one. As soon as we round off, we call it a day. I have all the things that I want to do. Sorry, at the same time, because I'm at home alone with the boys, I'm at the same time monitoring the cameras. But just by the way, anything else here? Okay, let's see things from Clearlake's own perspective. This report from SkyCav talking about Clearlake, it says it is fair to say Clearlake would recognize that mistakes have been made over the past 2 years and results and performances need to improve. Let's go back a bit. Yeah, let's go back a bit. That's why we take our time to analyze everything and come to a sensible conclusion. We don't just suck up to whatever we see. Remember, When Boehly was the ultimate decision maker, he wasn't complaining. And he was that, I think, nearly for 2 seasons. And nobody knew anything about Eghbali. A lot of people didn't know much about Eghbali and Clearlake and Capital until after 2 seasons. We didn't make good enough progress. That was then probably, in my opinion, I have to be honest, I didn't have any conversations with anybody. That was when probably when Eghbali said, "Yeah, you've been the ultimate decision maker in terms of our transfers for 2 seasons, and we haven't made any significant progress." That was when Clearlake and Eghbali said, "Yeah, we have to hire the proper people for certain positions so that they can run the club the way it should be run." And all of a sudden, Todd Boehly has he has an issue with that. So pay attention. So the 2 years in question, that's my analysis of this particular report. Listen, it says it is fair to say Clearlake would recognize that mistakes have been made. For me, my interpretation of that particular thing is that in 2 years, there's not been a significant progress. In 2 seasons, that Todd Boehly was the one dictating what players were signed, or maybe he was the one that fired Thomas Tuchel. Does that make sense? So I don't know why people are saying they want Todd Boehly over over Clearlake and Eghbali. I don't listen. I don't want to make. I don't want to decide on either of the two. So if you're talking about the mistake in question, I'll say the mistakes in question: one being firing Thomas Tuchel, two hiring what's his name, Graham Potter at the time, three signing sort of the players we're signing at the time that were on humongous wages, which turned out they realized in the future that that's an issue. Give me one. So I hope my argument makes sense to all of you. So let's see some of the reports here now. And JC is saying it's never boring at Chelsea. It's about entertainment. To be honest, there are. So you guys have to pay attention to the cameras. I'm at home alone with the boys here, and yeah, it's not easy. I don't want to get into trouble with the wife. So, but that's by the way. Yep, never boring. I mean, I wouldn't, I wouldn't support any other club. I think it's that's how. I'm not sure what else to say. Chelsea can now. I cannot sell now at least 3 years. They're not going to sell. These owners will be here for 20 years to come. They will turn the club. The club will become successful again, but they will structure everything in a way that will almost always be profit than losses. And they've laid down the foundation. We're not going to be spending a lot of money on player signings for the foreseeable future. Just bear that at the back of your mind. The consortium cannot sell the club for 10 years at least for the date of purchase, which means at the time, I don't think in 10 years, I don't think the club will be bringing in a lot of money that they will, that I don't think they make enough money at the time to say, yeah, okay, it's 10 years now, we just have to sell. I don't see that happening. Yeah, so they'll be here for 20, 30 years more. The club will become successful again. But one thing they will ensure is that there's always a stream, there's a constant stream of income and profits, maybe. That's a more specific language. That's the only thing that and they're capable of doing that. And they've laid the foundation. As I've said before, we're not going to be spending a lot of money in signing players. We're signing some exceptional talents. It will probably take some time for them to mature, but it's a good you can say they're being proactive there, very smart people. And I don't see a world where after all that Eghbali and co will say, yeah, okay, Bolly, pay us this amount and we'll leave, or Bolly will say the same thing. If anybody, I'd say Bolly probably the most likely to sell his shares because probably he would want quick gain and leave. Forget And I've seen people saying on social media, I want to get, if you understand, I want to get your opinion on this. I've seen people on social media saying Boehly is the more Chelsea than the two because he wears shouts that says something to the effect of if you're not supporting Chelsea, what are you doing? And he has that scarf during match days and all that. He's seen more in the stadium than Eghbali, which means you're the sort of person that any girl or any man that tells you I love you, that's it. They really do love you because they tell you they love you or because they wear a shirt that say I believe in love, and that if they say I love you, that's it. So because Barley is always at the stadium because yeah he cheers Chelsea and all that because he's the, you can say, he was the face of the consortium, so that's enough to make you believe he will make a good leader. I really want to know. So that's, I was watching it and I was saying, what if I, again, I'm glad I didn't say what came to mind at the time because a lot of people will feel insulted. It just doesn't make any sort of sense how some people reason. If anything, let's compare when Barley was the sole decision maker, maybe not, that's not the correct the language, maybe the ultimate decision maker, things weren't going well. He fired Thomas Tuchel, hired Graham Potter, from Graham Potter to Mauricio Pochettino. And if you're into theories, if you're telling me he wasn't the one that hired Mauricio Pochettino, he liked him. He wanted him to continue. And how did Mauricio Pochettino get United States, the U.S. men's national team job? Because of his Bali connection. And Eghbali comes in, we're a bit stabilized. And some people are saying Eghbali is the one that has been signing kids. How does that make sense? Since Eghbali became, you can say, the ultimate decision maker, we're signing more experienced players. We signed Tosin. We signed what's his name? We signed Pedro Neto, and it was like this. It wasn't protracted, just like the case of Mihailo Mudryk and who again, the case of Mihailo Mudryk and Enzo Fernandez. Yeah, since he's taking charge, we're looking to sign more experienced players, and people are saying he was the one responsible for all the kids were signed. So if you see the sort of argument that people are presenting on X, you scratch your whole hair off because you're not going to believe how ridiculous, not even ridiculous, those arguments are. If that makes sense. All right. I don't know who sells, and I don't think neither will. There's a lot of people involved. Each person at Chelsea, yeah. There's also the Swiss guy. I don't know the structure of the ownership. The Swiss guy probably on the same side with Bolly and Co. But he has, I think, he can actually sell his. But he's a minority shareholder. Let's see. Individually, Bolly has more personal money invested. The Eghbali, I think, Clearlake is the group. Yeah, we know that. Yep, and they have a lot more money as a group. A small investors, Bolly has put more of his own money where his mouth is. Okay, that's another way to say it. Bolly is the one who favors big wages. Yeah, and PSR suggests you can't do that. It's not sustainable. Bolly is also chairman for 5 years. That makes him the decision maker technically for daily executions of operations. So where is the issue? So yes, then, and that takes me back to saying the situation isn't as simple as a lot of people make it to be. It's complicated. But unfortunately, a lot of people will just see one comment from a big account or maybe a YouTuber who has a lot of followers on X. He posts something, and a lot of people will just suck up to it and say, "Yeah, yeah, 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 that's what I want." Unfortunately, really. Big up to you too, Keisha. Nice to see you. I do hope you're doing well. I hope to round up as soon as possible because I'm at home with the boys. So yes, then we've read this. Yeah, and this part got my interest, especially which says, Ty, big up to you, Ty. Nice to see you. I hope you're doing well, bro. Much love to you too. It says it's fair to say Clearlake would recognize that mistakes have been made over the past 2 years, and you know my interpretation of that. That's them indirectly saying Todd Boehly was in charge of was the ultimate decision maker for 2 years. Where has it taken us to? They would argue that they have made many of the changes which needed to be made, and Chelsea are now back on the right path to challenge for. And I would agree. I would agree. Honestly, I think we're back on the right path to challenge for trophies. So this two part of it, one part saying Barley failed as the sole decision maker. Now we've taken charge and we recognize mistakes were made. And yeah, we've made corrections. We've taken corrective measures. And yeah, we're on the right path for trophies again. And I believe that. I truly deep down believe that that's the case. But that's just my opinion anyway. All right, let's go to the next item. Blank screen there. So here again, Sky Sports News saying Eghbali and Clearlake aren't going anywhere. Yep. They're not interested in selling any shares, and they haven't held any talks about selling any shares. At the moment, Clearlake appears to be totally committed to Chelsea, and Eghbali has been leading from the front line since Boehly stopped leading. So we've read that the other report by SkyCap that read something to the effect of that Boehly is committed to Chelsea but could move on if he feels sidelined by Clearlake and Eghbali, which means for me, clearly again, Boehly wants power. He wants to be the ultimate decision maker. But he's been given the opportunity, given this particular report here. If you've seen things from Clearlake's own perspective, he was given the opportunity for 2 seasons, and yet no significant progress. If anything, he fired one of our most successful managers in recent years, if that makes sense. So it's but people don't reason this way. They just see one, they run with it. So this part tells you Clearlake they're not looking to leave. And if you see Clearlake see things, if we're trying to see things from Clearlake's own perspective, if we're to believe this, they're not looking to leave. But in the case of Boehly, it sounds as if he's looking for something. This one here sounds as if Boehly is clearly sending a message that this is what I want or I'm gone. That's how I interpret this. Because he reads Boehly may have his own ideas about how football is run, but he can never be that's not the one I'm looking for. I think I'm looking for this one here. The sidelined one, but I think you know the one in particular, not that one. Not this one here. That's that one where Boehly talks about if you feel sidelined, he's going to leave. So he's left the door open that, again, if he's not allowed, you can say, to be, you can say, the ultimate decision maker, that he's going to leave. If we're to believe that that's, in fact, how Boehly feels. But in the case of Clearlake, they're telling you they're not interested in selling any shares, and they haven't held any talks about selling any shares. At the moment, Clearlake appeared to be totally committed to Chelsea, and Eghbali has been leading in front line. So for me, it's about power. Once again, it comes back to what I'm saying. I think this is power struggle, in my opinion. Who's going to be in control? Who's going to be the main person there? Boehly enjoyed that, and in my opinion, didn't do anything. Didn't help us. Okay, thank you for saying that. Boehly took a backseat after 1 year and let the structure work, kids. And let structure work. Okay, kids. So basically, let the structure work its way. Basically, he left Eghbali, and now the chicken is out. You could argue. Let's see anything else here. 5 seasons, coach. The agreement was to swap chairman position after 5 seasons. But why did he step back after 2 seasons? I don't know the agreement, but I get your point there. Vice chairman in what? Let's see. Basically, Boehly let in Eghbali, and now it's complicated. So if you let him in, so probably he agreed that at the time, whatever again he did for 2 seasons wasn't good enough. So, and why does he have to be the chairman? He doesn't know how football is run. I get it. The general language you see from people is that he has experience of running a sports organization, but football is different from baseball. Whereas I'm not blaming him. I will always tell you there are multiple reasons why we've had 2 horrible seasons in a row. And if he was the one that fired Thomas Tuchel, then the whole thing started with the mistake he made. because yeah, he's the only one that's always talked about. If you again had conversations with fellow club or other club owners, telling them that if he tells them what Thomas Tuchel did, if he told them what Thomas Tuchel did, they'd fire him too. So, which means for me, it's believable that he was the one that fired Thomas Tuchel and hired Graham Potter. So it's complicated. Um, and but the more importantly, as a Chelsea fan, I think you shouldn't be concerned. Whatever, again, however serious the power struggle gets, I don't think it spills onto the field of play. That's just my opinion. That's because, yeah, whatever they've committed, whatever commitment they made before the purchase of the club, is done under contract. Nobody was forced to do that. So if you want out, the only option is for you to sell your shares. It's really that simple. Clearlake and Boehly are prepared to buy each other out, with Boehly and his partners said to have the available resources to fund all full takeover. Clearlake have insisted they will not sell any shares at all, and they're actually willing to buy out Boehly if he wants to sell his shares. So it's complicated, really. Unfortunately, let's see if anything new has emerged. And if you have any questions, put it in the chat. I'll try to address it. And I'm just, again, analyzing the reports out there to try to make, to come to a sensible conclusion or to make sense of whatever that's going on. I'm not saying that what I'm telling you is certainly the fact. No, I know nothing with regards to what's going behind the scenes. So I can only work with what's out there. Coach, these owners will not we'll not be fighting over the appointment of Tea Lady. That's what I'm saying. But unfortunately, for instance, Pies, he's out there telling people how this for him this is a sign that we're gonna have a crappy season. And I was asking him why. Can you elaborate? Yeah. Can you just you should see a lot of there are lots of nonsense narrative out there. You can say a conspiracy with regards to what's going on. I've seen lots of again some people just saying, yeah, Todd Boehly, I'm always saying Todd Boehly, let's go. Why? They can't tell you. Probably because they felt at the time how we were able to outbid some of the clubs that were interested in signing the players we wanted to sign at the time. That's it for them. So for me, I think Eghbali probably, but I'm not gonna choose. I think they'll probably end up settling their differences, and the ownership will still remain the same. Because first of all, let me say this: they're both. Let me say this: greed, to some measure, is in play, and I don't see Clearlake accepting anything. I don't see Clearlake accepting anything, even if they end up making £3 billion in gain. And I don't see Boehly and Co. offering them anything that will make at that much money, or maybe £2 billion in gain. And then Clearlake deciding, you know what, we're selling. They are looking beyond 10 years in terms of how much they can make from Chelsea Football Club. They're not stupid. The only person, because he doesn't have much share, that I think probably if they offer him something that he can make $1 billion, he will take it and run. For me, is Boehly. Yeah, they're trying to find balance. It will happen. The balance is there already. I think. Yeah, we've made some. Again, we've made we've taken corrective measures, like I've told people would do. Signing Pedro Neto is huge. João Felix returning, huge. We weren't able to get a striker over the line, but that's fine. I don't think actually we need one. I think the club will do well. Yeah, I think we've addressed that one. Yep. The fans should just enjoy the season, because it's going to be a good season for us. The fighting, nope, it affects nothing. The players every week automatically they will get their pay. Their pay will their weekly payment will reflect automatically in their respective accounts. Whether even if Boehly punches Eghbali and breaks his nose, and vice versa, It doesn't freaking matter. So power play, power struggle is what's going on here, and it's clear actually. Just take your time, analyze it. I'm going to keep saying it because that's why we're here. But more importantly, I'm here to tell you you shouldn't be concerned. Whatever that's going on between the two parties, I will not spill onto the field of play. It's simple as that. If anything, they just want. Boehly wants to be the guy. He wants to be the guy that every time the press talks about Chelsea Football Club. In my opinion, he wants to be the guy that they come to with the questions they have. He wants to be the guy that it just as it was before. That every time you hear about Chelsea, it's about Boehly. But in recent months, it's been Eghbali, and I think he doesn't like that. That's how I see the situation, and I don't care whether one of the parties again ends up selling their shares to the other. It does. I'm glad the business we did this transfer window. I think we're good. My beloved club is starting. No comedy there. This is something that's very common. Yeah, this is something that's very common. It's just that they are trying. Maybe the perception of those of the owners, maybe they believe that getting the fan base on their side will make it easier. Will put pressure on the other party and then force them to sell. But it's practically 50-50 right now, because if you go on X, you'd see a lot of fans wanted Bali to buy out Boehly's shares, and a lot also wants Boehly to buy out Clearlake and Capital shares, if that makes sense. So it's not that straightforward, really. It's not. But keep dropping the likes on the stream, people. The likes do go along when we have Chimera in the house, the PR person of the X Place. Nice to see you out there. Hope you're doing well. Let's see what we have here. Courtney is saying it's very common. It happened. Yeah, but of course, ass has to be blown. You can say, you can say it has to be meant to be what it isn't really. This is not a big issue. Yeah, I think they are approaching the situation like politics. And you could call it politics. You could call it politics also, and you'd be correct. They're trying to play both. They're trying to, you could say, to get the fan base on their side, if that makes sense. Big up to you too. I appreciate you finding the time to join the show. And Chimera is saying that I think Boehly has the best of intentions. Yeah, and why are you saying that? Even reps, yeah, exactly. Exactly. As if I knew. We did talk about that about 30 minutes ago. That doesn't make him Chelsea through and through. He was enjoying the attention he was getting at the time, because he was always Boehly. So you're telling me, if a girl that's wearing a shirt that says love is real, or I believe in love, and if that girl tells you that she loves you, that's it. Is that what you're telling me, Chimera? It doesn't work like that. Him repping Chelsea, wearing Chelsea jerseys, and celebrating goals during games doesn't mean he's truly Chelsea through and through. So which means even if your girlfriend is cheating on you, I'm not saying that's the case. As long as he's wearing I love Chimera, that's it. You're not gonna look beyond the the clothes that says I love Chimera, or Chimera is my boyfriend. You're not gonna look beyond that. That's simple what you're telling me right now. You're definitely going to the H place, my friend. Just go. That's a ridiculous mindset, by the way. But I'm not. Chimera, you're just one of those fans. Yeah, so that makes him the most suitable for the club. Yeah, let me just read through what you're saying here. Because yeah, he can even rep Chelsea colors. Never seen Eghbali. Yeah, so that's how you decide. Chimera, just go away, man. Now I understand how Potter survived for 6 months. When Eghbali wanted to fire him, he took Boehly. he took Boehly for dinner. When Boehly wanted to fire Poch, invited Eghbali to barbecue. That may well be the case. No, but what do you want me to say? Since you think Boehly will be better for Chelsea than Eghbali because yeah, you seen him with the club's scarf, you seen him wearing the clothes and the bag. Uh, he's a smart guy. He knows exactly what he was enjoying the attention at the time. Because tell me the truth, do you even know who can you tell me the truth? You're just like again, some of the fans who knew nothing about Eghbali and Clearlake, it was Boehly. Some didn't even know that he was not a majority shareholder. Yeah, a lot of people didn't know until, and a lot of people at the time, because of the issues we were having at the time, it was Boehly out, hashtag Boehly out, Boehly out. Yeah, until after 2 seasons, and we didn't make significant progress. 2 seasons and about four and about 900 managers. That was when a lot of people started paying attention that yeah, it was not just about Boehly. He's actually a minority shareholder. There's Eghbali, there's Clearlake and Capital. But oh my, Boehly is the guy though. He understands sports and how to keep fans happy. And if we stayed with Koulibaly, who else went? Did we sell again? Name a few players, and we gave what's his name? Gave Edward Mendy what he was asking, and gave Mason Mount the sort of salary he wanted. By now, probably will be facing a 30 points deduction. Does that make sense? So I think we should judge and judge objectively and not just conclude that Boehly is the guy for us. No, I'm not gonna say Boehly is or Bali is. I think they will settle their differences. They have a lot in common. They started the Blue Co project, so it's not actually just about Chelsea. You think I don't see a world where Boehly sells his shares to probably the most likely to sell his own because the language, the PR from his perspective is using suggests, yeah, if he's gonna get sidelined, yeah, he might decide that that's it for him. But in the case of Clearlake, from there, the PR out there from their perspective, they're saying, we're not going anywhere. If anything, if you're looking to sell your shares, we're here, we can buy it off of you. But that's just my opinion anyway. If you, if you get it. But that's by the way, I don't see anything else to talk about here. I'm just going to see if anything new emerged. Otherwise, we'll call it a day. We just had to talk about this for the sake of it. Anything else? Anything else? Yeah. And by the way, the ladies, yeah, they won by a whisker, right? If you follow that game. Anything else? Nothing. If you have a question, drop it in the chat and I'll try to address this. Otherwise, I'm going to call it a day. I'm alone at home with my boys. So the sooner I end this to go stay with them, the better. And let's see. Nothing new has emerged. Sorry, like I said, I'm looking at the what club was that? I didn't watch it. I think they beat the team 9-0. Feyenoord. I think it was Feyenoord. I think so. So I can't find it actually. Give me 1 second here. Yeah, I think it was Feyenoord. Anything else? I don't remember. It was very hard to see the name of the club. I, was it? Why am I Chelsea women? Let me see if I can see. Let me find the result. I have to move away from my camera here, trying to. Chelsea women result. Let me check to be sure, JC. I'm not sure. But yes, people, 22 likes, not a lot of views. We haven't streamed consistently of late, but we're fine. This is not a topic a lot. It hits in, again, as much as there are a lot of people who are concerned, given the situation, a lot of people just don't care. Because, yeah, it's not about certain players wanting to leave the club, or certain players fighting over, you say because of playing time or the manager not happy. It's not. So let me try and find out who the Chelsea women played against. I think I should see it on Fort Mob. Let me check. Let me check Fort Mob. We'll round off with that. Just give me 1 second here. So a lot of Chelsea fans are, and truthfully, that concerned. This, but a lot are. Is it Feyenoord? Yeah, I know you see it, but what team did they play really? Was it Feyenoord? I think I don't remember. I did hear someone talk about it, but I didn't. Chelsea women team results. Yep, it was Feyenoord, so I got it. Whew. Oh, a friendly, but Jesus Christ. Wow. 9-0. Okay. All right. And not that this interests anybody, but Germany's leading Hungary by 1-0. Netherlands 2, Bosnia and Herzegovina 1. Okay, Georgia 4, Czechia. How do you pronounce that? 1. Ukraine 0, Albania 0, England 2, Ireland 0, Greece 2, Finland 0, and all the results. I think with that, people, we've come to the end of the show. Let me just spend time with my boys. Nothing serious more to talk about this. I appreciate you all finding the time to join the show this particular. It's afternoon. We started in the morning, but in the afternoon. Thank you, JC. Thank you, Lucky Scene. Thank you, Chimera. You're still laughing at yourself. Thank you, Courtney. Thank you to all of you. And if I miss your name, apologies. I'm only human. See you guys next time. God bless us all, and cheers.
Ice in my veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. And I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la, 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 la. veins, I've been driving this train. Years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la, oh, oh, and I'm up again. I got tired eyes, need a cup of blend. That's right, in the AM, that's my only friend. No light, just the sun coming up on the horizon. I lose track of time, yeah, I move fast and climb a new class divine, yeah, true passion shines. And I'm through passing time, I choose stacking dimes. You snooze half the time while I move passing by. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change. I withdraw on the things I make. I turn flaws into flawless traits. I build tall, never capped in space. I won't stop till I hear him say, oh, oh, la 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 la, la 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 la. I've been driving this train, years in this lane, there's no stopping this flame. Cause I came to the game and I changed it to play how I like, rearranged it to my own domain. Yeah, I got what it takes, made lots of mistakes, taking shots, skipping breaks, feeling lost, feeling great, popping off, singing straight, never stopped, never changed. All the squad here to play, and I've got something to say, yeah. I work hard each and every day, I get lost in the words I say. I don't push pause, no, I push play. I won't stop till I make a change.